So it's me, Martin Cross, here for the session up until tea. I'm with my co-commentator Adrian Casti. Nice to be with you, Cass.
Nice to see you again, Martin.
We've got the race here between Potomac Boat Club from Washington DC, furthest away from you, top of your screen, and the lads from Cork Island, Cork Boat Club, closest to you with the hooped jerseys. And this is a heat of the Thames Challenge Cup. It's the Club 8. There's the lads from Cork. And if any of you know Cork, they row on the River Lee. And the club is just nestling in there opposite the Pierhead Inn. If any of you have had a pint or two there, that is where these lads ply their trade. Potomac Boat Club had a massive fundraising campaign. We've got a 4 in the Y-Folds 2. So 12 athletes have come over. The distinctive star on that red jersey.
Go!
And that is a clean start.
Both crews really attacking the first few strokes, making sure they get into a high boat speed.
Yeah, Matt O'Donoghue, 26 years of age in the stroke seat. He is a lad who's educated at Yale University, which is a great growing university. And there we're looking at the young Irishman, Barry O'Flynn, just 18 years of age in the stroke seat of that boat, eh?
Yeah, it's great. There's 2 guys in here who have just finished their leaving exams from school and come down here to race at Henley. So there's some young guys in this crew. But they haven't had much racing this year because the weather's been so bad in Ireland, they've cancelled most regattas.
Yeah, but they've come over here and raced at the Met Regatta this quarter, haven't they? They have travelled to race and they've had some success.
They have. 2 of the boys who were at school weren't in this crew when they raced, when they won the B final. But they have come across, and we had the same thing at national schools. A load of Irish crews came across because they just haven't had enough racing.
So you can see this is the first part of the race. If you're familiar more with 2,000 metres, we're probably just coming up to the first quarter of the race, the 500 metre mark, and that is a very, very narrow lead. We look at the 2 boys in the stern of the Washington boat there, Raymond de Virgilis and Matt O'Donoghue, both from southern New Jersey. And
looks like they're starting to peg it back a bit, aren't they? It looks like Potomac have got into a bit of a rhythm now, just slowly going to inch through Cork. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, what do you reckon? Because the Cork boys are going to keep that cadence high, that rating high, look to be about 37, 38 strokes to a net. We'll get a rate watch on it for you. But the Potomac boys, like you're saying, they're just a little easier. Maybe the boat's running a bit longer between strokes. Hannah Wagner in the coxswain seat, you can see her distinctive stars and striped scarf there, and she's probably saying you're moving through.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cork got a very quick start. They used a lot of rate to do it, but I think the Potomac crew maybe had slightly more conservative start, but had something they could transfer into. It looks like now they're just going to possibly row away from the crew at the moment.
Well, they're in a rhythm there, that Cork crew, you have to say. I mean, they've got a nice little flow forward. That looks decent as they come out towards the front end.
It's very calm, very, very together, isn't it? Very uniform rhythm.
I mean, Irish rowing's on a real high. I mean, some of these lads, I know some of the lads in the stroke seat, Barry O'Flynn has been in the Irish junior team racing in home countries at least, I think, and
junior European championships as well.
Yeah, so you know, Irish rowing is on a real high, and we're really excited at this regatta because the O'Donovan brothers, possibly the most famous crew in world rowing, the 2 Irishmen that won silver in the Rio Olympics in the lightweight double sculls, they are here competing.
Also from County Cork.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it?
It's really good.
You've got Irish rowing on an absolute high. You've got that fantastic single sculler,
Sunita
Prospera. I know you've done a bit of coaching with Aid. And in fact, you were performance director in Ireland, weren't you?
I was, yeah, until London 2012. But here it looks like that Potomac don't seem to be moving away. Cork's rhythm does seem to be holding them steadfast. Let's see now, as it starts to hurt through the middle thousand, see if Cork can do something with this and get back on terms.
Big 6-man there in that 8. You see the 8 strokes on bow side, that's the blades nearest this side of the boat, which is kind of a bit odd. Normally you get strokes on the other side, the furthest away, port and starboard they call it in America, but Joe Copeland's a homegrown farm boy from the USA. He's a footballer in high school. He's the big man in the 6th seat.
And they're really not having it their own way, having made a really good transition into rhythm. They're really not getting away from Cork, and Cork have really settled into a tough rhythm here. So it's now see what happens.
The thing is, the guys from Potomac look to be having a great row. I mean, you know, if you're going to have a good row and you're in your rhythm, you just have to be in your boat, and you can't be bothered what the other crew's doing. And it did have that nice little fluidity move, got them into that pace. They got, what, half a length on the lads next to them.
And now the momentum has shifted completely, and now Cork have just used that rhythm to go back through them again. Just Potomac seems to have got a bit heavy, maybe fallen out of the rhythm. And Cork here doing an amazing job just using that rhythm we saw earlier just to row through them again.
Vicky Hanlon, just 17 years of age in the cox's seat, calling her crew through. There's a big effort they probably had at Forley, and you can see the response there. It just looks like they've got a nice sweep through, particularly coming off the finish,
They really do. Their backs are creating a lot of handle speed and it's looking really easy off the back end. That's a really good rhythm. They should be able to sustain that. That looks very good.
So a little bit of, you can see the boat, she's just coming round, Vicky Hanlon, just steering a little bit, no warnings from the umpire, I'm not quite sure who he is, looks a bit like Boris Rankov maybe, but...
It's also an interesting combination, this are all homegrown talent, so 4 guys from this crew learned to row at Cork Boat Club, and there's 3 other guys who've come from University College Cork University. When they've graduated, they come to the club, and it's really the beginning of a group they're trying to build at Cork Boat Club, and it's a good start.
So I'm going to give a shout out to the crew members before we get to the enclosure. There we go with the Potomac, Pete Clements in the bow, Tom Morrison, Michael Cunningham, David Watson in 4, Matt Claber, Joe Copeland, we talked about him, Raymond de Virgilis, Matt O'Donoghue, and then Hannah Wagner. She's the distinctive cox, and they are desperately trying to hang on to the crew from Cork Boat Club. So Sean O'Sullivan right up there in the bows, David O'Leary, McSweeney, Thomas Power, Barry Connolly, David Walsh, McCarthy, Barry O'Flynn and Vicky Hanlon. That's her back you're watching now. Those are the boys leading by about 1 length. It's a crucially not quite clear water, Adrian.
Yeah, this is the tricky point. If you've got overlap, you've got to have good momentum, you need to kill it off. And don't give that Potomac crew a sniff at all. You need to really, whatever it takes, the next 10 strokes, break clear water, get the race finished. Still close to the booms though, aren't they? Cork on the right-hand side there.
Yeah, I'm in favour of that. You know, you've got a good line down the booms. You know, if you're confident in your cox, you might be aware of your blade next to the booms, but you're thinking that's a great line. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, it's good conditions as well. Great shot there with the drone over the launch, following the crews. Both crews really going for it here. Potomac putting in the last-ditch attempt to try and get back on terms, but Cork, to be honest, the rhythm looks great.
They don't seem to just have the ability to jump it up, that Potomac crew. I don't know whether the gearing is particularly heavy, the ratio of the outboard to inboard of the blades, it just to then get them a little sort of jump to lift up. But you know, it's a real valiant effort. We can see them coming to our commentary position. Just the last 10 strokes now. It looks like Cork, barring a huge unforeseen accident, will take this.
That's a great race from them, having been ahead down then back through ahead.
So Cork cross the line and win this heat of the Thames Challenge Cup from Potomac Boat Club of the United States.
Hey!